It's week 3 of the NFL, and we'll see Theo Johnson. He rises when it matters most, and he comes in third in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Giants and the Browns, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, it's been a great...
It's week 3 of the National Football League, and we'll see Theo Johnson. He rises when it matters most, and he comes in third in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Giants and the Browns, and it's
the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Ole Miss.
And we're talking about a young man who's been the talk of the NFL here in September. Came in and looked right at home. His team's 2-0. He's playing well. What's the big thing for him now, though? Not to become complacent. And I think the coaching staff has been working on exactly that.
Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 36 yards on the play.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
Tracy going to get it on first down. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. Here now, 2nd and 4. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll roll him out right. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Well, this defense for the Browns, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
Yeah, they held them to just 7 points. And if you rewatch the game tape, and I did multiple times, it was amazing to me that the other guys even got 7. They were absolutely dominating on that side of the football.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll look to throw. That one taken in by Neighbors. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. A gain of up a second down and just a couple. Tracy trying the right side. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now it's Tracy, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for him. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate. They end up letting them through, and they ended up tackling him for a loss.
2nd and 4. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Jalen Hyatt, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there?
They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Big play from a big man. Kayvon Thibodeau off the edge and dropping him behind the line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a first carry here for their running back. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. 3rd and 12. Operating from the gun, Sanders. The errant pass. 4th down coming up.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in there.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Malik Neighbors, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring. And another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is...
Let's go now.
Sanders throwing to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Sanders. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. As Sanders has it poked free. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like usually
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. You look at this Browns defense. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation of winning that game is sky high. In fact, you'd absolutely be stunned to come away with a loss.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, New York.
Running left is Tracy. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Pressure comes and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a loss of 8. Brings up 2nd and 18 at the 19-yard line.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw. Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. Fourteen 0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. From the gun on third down, Sanders. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And out across midfield down to the 45. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Go! They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this time he is in. They'll start with a run by Tracy. Able to avoid him at the 40. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st. On play action, they'll throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The production sensational here early on. That last catch going to put him up over 100 yards receiving already in this first half of play. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Giants at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Dancing to his left. This is caught. It's Robinson with a Giants touchdown. A great effort there. 30 yards. And the Giants go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early, so now they're like seasoned pros.
Here's Sanders throwing to start the drive. Out quickly to Judy. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw. Sanders flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And this throw will be intercepted.
And the Giants are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, 3rd and long, got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Escape. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
They'll hand it to Tracy.
Oh, what a move. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
47 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Now, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. They'll set up to throw. That's complete to Robinson. So the completion good for just 3. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Back to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great play there. 32 yards.
And the Giants have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This caught out left by Bell. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. Now Sanders operating from the gun. Right back to Bell, and it's caught once again. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Back to throw. Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
Another Cleveland Browns. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Back to throw again. Open man, that's Tillman. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Now a first and 10 at the 11.
Looking to throw. Sanders. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing.
Tillman motions to the left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
He's got Njoku over the middle. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
That's good for a Browns first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw. Sanders.
Got it to Bell on the out route.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. Looking to throw. Sanders.
A swing pass here to Edwards.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Back to throw. Sanders. Caught here by Bell. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Second and a couple.
3-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Looking to throw. Sanders. A little juke. And now running right through it. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll look to throw here on first down. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Second and 2. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Hadn't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it in.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns. They go play action here on first down. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Giants. Wan'Dale Robinson, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Let's go now.
Sanders now throwing to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
To throw is Sanders. From the gun, he'll throw.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Sanders from the gun on third down, eluding the pressure right. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Back to throw. Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Up the middle, here's Edwards.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Second and 13.
He'll get this complete to Tillman.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. Fourth down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. And he gives himself up, but not before he gets the conversion. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, zero, nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
Here's Edwards again on second down.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
He'll go underneath, dropping it off to Edwards.
And the tackle made at the... They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 3 quarters have come and gone.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag.
We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. Flush to his right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Critical play. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 6-yard and 4.
Pick up a 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 39-yard line.
Looking to throw. Sanders. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he's got room. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Brian Burns able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Operating from the gun. Sanders. Over the middle, it's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Back to throw. Sanders.
You had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Giants are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down.
Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
55 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. This 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A gain of 7. First down, New York.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A gain of 18 on the play. And the Giants first down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They'll look to throw here.
Now this thrown deep for Slayton.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes, it attracts a little bit of extra attention. And it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
Now a 2nd and 10. On the give, it's Tracy.
Oh, look at the juke. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. That one looks like he'll throw here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They're going to look to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal, so a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack.
On the run is Tracy.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
They'll run again.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great effort there. His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants are closing in on a third straight victory to start the campaign.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a
On first down, he'll drop to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
Operating from the gun, Sanders. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This one.
Here we go, Shaq.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Jets, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The kicker, Jake Bates, has this one on the tee. He'll run up and send this one away here at Ford Field. And that's not going to be returned as so many kicking teams elected. Past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 3rd down, Henry. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Escaping the pressure right. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Play action. Now Jackson. That pass complete to Deontay Hardy. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 28 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Goff Goff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions first. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 7.
Here's Goff.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ravens 7, Lions nothing.
Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Goff.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Goff throwing again. Eluding the pressure right.
That is caught by Laporta.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Sam Laporta,
27 yards. And the Lions are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time I look and repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
Here's 3rd and 10.
To throw is Jackson.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick.
And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Toward the pylon, caught, and in for the Lions touchdown.
Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And the Lions have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up. Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
Throwing is Jackson.
That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's second down. Now it's Jackson.
This will go to Henry out wide.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And Jackson throwing once more, rolling to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run, deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Lions are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Goff now to throw.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
He's got it complete to Gibbs.
And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
Bates' kick is good.
And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.